Every time you step off the plane in this town in Juneau, there's a sense of comfort. On a clear day when it's sunny, there's nowhere else in the country as beautiful as this place is.
Fresh, clean air, black bears, and eagles flying by.
It's not perfect, but it's ours.
This is Juneau, Alaska, home of the Juneau-Douglas Crimson Bears. 24 years ago, they were featured in a documentary called Football America. Back then, the high school football field was dirt and full of rocks.
We'll line them all up from sideline to sideline, and we'll walk down 110 yards and come back 110 yards, and we figure if we have 40 kids and they each pick up 10 rocks on the way down and 10 on the way back, we've got 800 rocks off the field. That shouldn't leave more than 2,000 or 3,000 left to pick up the next week.
Landlocked and underfunded, Juneau survived off the generosity of the community.
We're not connected to the outside at all. You get here by boat or by airplane, and that's it. Our budget is astronomical. There's always something going on to try and raise money.
Right now, we have a deficit of $12,000. That doesn't get us through the last 2 travel games.
Linebacker Chad Bentz was one of the players featured.
He's a phenomenal kid. You don't even think about his hand being missing. It's just something that doesn't even enter into your mind after you've been around him for a while.
I was starting fullback and linebacker, and we were good. That field was the worst when it would freeze and it would be muddy, and then it would get like concrete. That's when it was bad.
In the 24 years since the documentary, Bentz has had quite the journey. A multi-sports star, Bentz was drafted by Major League Baseball's Montreal Expos in 2001.
I'll never forget it. Frank Robinson, I saw him in the hallway the last day, and he shook my hand and he said, "Congrats, you're a big leaguer now." And that feeling and coming from that person was just an amazing feeling. There was this mini poster of King Griffey Jr., and it was still in my room when I was playing. And he was sitting on 498 home runs, and it was full count. So I was like, I'm not throwing him a fastball.
Here comes a payoff pitch. Junior swings and misses. Bentz with a strikeout.
So I threw him a curveball, he swung and missed, and I turned around, like you do after a strikeout, and I put my head down as I'm walking, and I'm going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Bentz became one of 2 players in MLB history to play with one hand.
Meeting Jim Abbott was probably one of the best experiences. I mean, you have your favorite players, but he was way more than that. He walked up and I just stopped and I was going, oh my gosh. It was the first time I could shake somebody's hand and not be awkward about it, because you shake somebody's hand and they don't sometimes do this, or you go like that and they're like wondering, and it's like, sorry, yeah, it's missing. If you told me I couldn't because of my hand, I'd learn. It was fuel to my fire. Adults saying, well, I want to be a ball player. Well, that's going to be tough. Well, I'm going to try.
But he couldn't be a ball player forever. After his time in baseball, Chad returned to Juneau to become the activities director at his alma mater.
I have 2 dreams. Wanted to be a teacher, I am. I wanted to play baseball, I did. And I'm just so thankful and blessed that I can teach here at JDHS. These are the walls and places, rooms that I grew up in, and it's just I still can't believe that I work here.
Much has changed since 1995. But as Chad learned, some things, unfortunately, remain the same.
Our district used to pay for regional travel. The community and programs have to raise almost $1.5 million a year. That's per year, and that's really hard.
90% of the money goes is for travel, whether it be the ferry system or the airlines, because there's no roads in or out of here. And one of the real struggles we have is, even though we're a capital city and we're competitive, the Anchorage School District and the Fairbanks School District, they can all play within house. They can hop on a bus and play each other, and they're just not willing to commit that kind of money to come to Southeast Alaska. And so if we want them to come here, we have to pay their way here. And that's just been a program that's been in place for the last 30 years, and it's a challenge.
One new fundraising idea was to throw an alumni game in May of 2019.
For the alumni game, we maxed out the rosters at 35 guys apiece. It's become this big event that will probably raise more money in this single event than any other, maybe everything else combined.
This is gonna be big. There's already 1,000 prepaid tickets sold already. Ugh. It's gonna be fun.
Many of the players from Football America were present, including Trevor League, who knows what football means to Juneau.
Number 60, Trevor League.
This game is for Juneau, all of Juneau, because this is a fundraiser. We're here to get excitement and passion back for the game. We're here to be an example to the kids.
Juneau's about 34,000 people that live here, and thought is that we're going to have about 30% of people here. So that's pretty impressive.
The players relived their glory days, and the game was pure Juneau. Football against the backdrop of Alaskan wilderness. A community supporting their youth. And overcoming the odds for one more year. The game brought back alumni from around the globe, because as Chad Bentz well knows, when it comes to Juneau, you can go home again.
This is a total flashback, 96, or 95 with Tommy. Honestly, if you asked me 6 years ago if I was gonna be living here and teaching and doing the AD stuff, I'd say you're crazy. I couldn't be happier. I will retire at this job.